Okay, so today we're talking about the Octopus Network. The main foundation has invested $1 million into this project, and other people have partnered and also invested with this project. So we'll be looking at what Appchains are, how it all works, the benefits, and also the use of the token. So when you are actually bootstrapping a blockchain network, one of the things about blockchain, they are not just ledgers that are in everyday places. We're talking about their replicated states, and not just replicated states. It's not just enough that you replicate states. The next question to ask is, how secure is that network? We've seen many networks, many of the times being attacked, like you have Ethereum Classic, you have other networks that have been attacked, and they had a successful 51% attack. And that is why if you are building your own blockchain, it is very, very hard to bootstrap the network, and you get to see many of these platform playing blockchains. They have what we call gradual decentralization, where the people launching the network, they are the ones that are responsible for securing the network, and then with time, as they distribute more tokens and onboard more validators to the network, they gradually take their hands off the network. So in order to avoid those encumbrances, and also it's very cost to bootstrap a network, that is where Appchains actually come in. Now, Appchains help reduce cost, number one. And number two is that when you're building an Appchain is compared to a specific chain. So if you go to AWS, for example, and you want to host an application, you will see the different packages. Maybe, for example, I as a person, I need a package that will just serve 1,000 users, and probably you also need people, you need a website that will serve maybe 10 million users. So we are not supposed to be on the same network, right? Because you that is serving 10 million users, your own activities should not clog. You have what we have in Ethereum today, where you have a developer that is building for 10 million people, and you have a developer that is building for 10,000 people. Or there is this jamming of 10 million people that is also affecting the 1,000 people from this other developer, and it's not good. So what are Appchains? They are basically separate blockchains. Take note of the word separate. We take them and we want to build them to do something that is specific, and then they also have specific design. So we can put specific algorithms how to work. We can customize it in such a way that developers can build on it in a very good ways. For governance, they have a separate governance, right? I will draw that home. Then they also have a separate cryptoeconomic design and incentives and the rest of them. And then they also have a separate consensus. So these are how Appchains look like. For NIA, let me just give a very simple illustration. So this is NIA, for example. And then we can see this is the Appchain module. So with this module, I'm trying to make it very, very in the most simplistic way. Each of these Appchains can be connected. This whole Appchain, there is what we call the Octopus Network Relay. So with this Octopus, is a kind of smart contract that is running on the nation, and it provides an infrastructural marketplace for where validators can connect to Appchains. So because how this whole system works, for you to launch an Appchain, you that is launching an Appchain, you are required to have some tokens in the network. So if you don't have a sufficient amount of OCT tokens that you are willing to bond, we are not going to secure an Appchain. So it's what is happening with the likes of Kusama. You want to launch a Parachain, you are required to have a certain amount of Kusama tokens before you are eligible for such a thing. So it's the same thing with this OCC bonding. And then the next thing, after you've acquired that amount of slots, that is where the validators can come in. We need to stake, the validators will need to stake some tokens to be able to participate in that network. So if validators, the more validators are willing to stake tokens, OCT tokens on your behalf, the more secure the network will be. And then the next thing is interoperability. So once the system gets closer to the network, it enjoys interoperability, can interoperate with any of these other options. And then for governance, NEAR, for example, has its own kind of governance structure, mechanism. But for the Appchain, an Appchain does not have anything to do with the organization. What they just have to do is this relay, network relay. So for the Appchain, they have their own set of governance. Anything that happens there, you can do whatever. It's not on the network. What this NEAR has to do is just security. Like, okay, everything, this is the state in the network. We can now say, okay, NEAR, please help me secure it. It does not interfere with the governance of the stuff. So these Appchain can have their own tokens and the rest of them. OCT token, it's non-inflationary. It's for incentives, those that help money on the other and also for governance. The benefits of this Octopus network. We have the issue of shared security. So you don't have to bother about getting a lot of security when you're starting. You can have a system of shared security. And then interoperability. It's interoperable with other Appchains. It's interoperable with NEAR and assets on NEAR. And also it's interoperable with blockchains that conform to the IBC standards. Once you are using an Appchain, you get support, fundraising, and mentorship, and the rest of them.
So this is the website of the Octopus Network. This is the vision. It's a protocol for launching web apps by decreasing the cost of bootstrapping applications and all that from $7 million to like thousands of dollars, and then bring us out of the box interoperability. There is this security which I talked about, and then there is everlasting fuckability and the rest of them. So these are some of the services it brings out of the box and the rest of them. So you can just have a feel about the platform. This is cryptoeconomics. You can go through it, managing investors, this and the amount, support foundations, the investors, and all that. So this is the roadmap when it's going to go live first in October. It's going live fully. And then these are the team builders. You can have a look at the GitHub, the link there to see who they are. And the partners NEAR, Cosmos, Solano, Chainlink, Platinum, Oasis, Flow. And these are some of the backers. Electric Capital, Chainers, and all that. So you can get a feel of every other thing.